This is season 4, episode 2. Is it raining?
3.
No, it's 3,
It's
actually.
3.
Stupid.
Oh,
No, it's season 4.
Episode 3.
I'll check.
Episode 3. Episode 3. Episode 3. I was like,
It's not.
okay.
Oh, fuck.
Season 4, episode
Silly
3. We're here. We're
goose.
joined by Brian Liebowitz, and we're outside. We're outside for the first time or second time now. Second time.
10th grade
On the
distance
podcast.
phenom at Ward Melville
Yep.
High School.
That's who he is. That's who he
Yes.
is. Can you give us a woo?
Give us an introduction, Brian.
Woo!
Okay, that's an introduction.
Okay, yeah. So we got a lot of things to talk about today. The big one is gonna be we're gonna try and answer and really dive into the question. Does high mileage, is that the factor that makes you successful? Okay.
As a distance runner.
As a distance runner. Because we're all distance runners. So who wants to start? What do you guys think?
No.
No.
I'm going to also say no.
Guess I'm starting.
They already started.
I will not expand further.
That's it.
Refuses to
Goodbye.
elaborate.
That's it.
Brian, you talk about it,
Yeah,
though. I
you
want
talk.
to hear.
I think it depends on the person, really.
It depends on the person.
And I think like 100%, because there's guys that are run 70 miles a week that are run the same times as guys run 30 miles a week.
Yeah.
But I think in cross country, it's important to get up to like 40, 50 for sure.
I agree with that. And I guess that's like like you said, there's guys running 70. From my experience, I went from 25, 30 miles a week all the way up to 50, and I think that was the sole reason why I did so good this past year.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say that high mileage actually does kind of, it's not the sole factor, definitely not the sole
Mhm.
factor, but I think it's a huge factor into
I think you have to be smarter about how you train if you're
Okay.
going to do high mileage.
Yes.
Like you have to be really you have to be more careful depending on who you are. Some people like Robbie responds well to high mileage.
He does.
doesn't have to be as careful because an extra 3 miles is not going to kill him.
well.
Whereas
Continue.
yeah. Whereas for like someone like you and me, or someone who doesn't respond well to high mileage, you have to be a little bit more careful with how hard you're going on those.
Yeah.
And you have to be really conscious of how you're feeling, I think.
Yeah.
I think I disagree. I used to think, not disagree. I just disagree with the concept of the question, right? It's like, I don't know. I used to think in general, like higher mileage is generally better for like cross country, especially, right? Which is true to an extent. But then after after so much time running and like hearing perspectives from my uncle who used to run, who was a good runner back in the day, Ben Blankenship. I don't know if you guys know. He's a pro runner, runs for Oregon Track Club Elite. But basically, there's this like other school of like thought for like distance runners where it's like, think about it as in terms of like intensity and time, right? So like usually like you think of like high mileage, right? It's low intensity but a lot of time,
Yeah.
right? But there are ways to train in similar with similar like benefits but less time but more intensity, right? So like what Ben Blankenship is doing really late in his career now is like he doesn't have any easy days. He has no easy days, right? So what he'll do is like he'll do like cross training a couple times a week when he like really wants to recover. But like the 5 or so days that he actually runs, they're all like quality runs, like near like 6 flat-ish pace. Again, this is not something I recommend for people, but I'm just trying to like break the stigma that it's always like higher mileage is better. I think that's what we can universally agree on. Like it depends on the person, and like higher doesn't always necessarily mean better. And so I think for some people can benefit from the more intensity over time route rather than the time over intensity route.
So
It depends on the person.
I know what you mean. I do think though that in a certain point of view, because obviously higher mileage isn't always better, but I think getting up to the highest mileage you can while still being healthy, I think that's the best scenario you can do for training.
That's a good way to phrase it. Yeah, as I said, like I was kind of playing devil's advocate there because I personally like that is a perspective. I was just trying to incorporate that perspective. Me personally, I don't think I fully subscribe to that intensity over time thing. I think in general for a lot of
It's
runners,
just another point of view.
yeah, it's just another point of view. But I think in general for a lot of runners, you're right. Like the most mileage that you can handle healthily and consistently is probably what you want to be getting up to before cross country season. To really expand your aerobic capacity.
I think higher is better generally. Like you do what exactly what Anthony said. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think that it is not nearly the most important thing, actually. I think that there are two things that come before that, and I think that's getting quality workouts in twice a week, getting good, actually like great workouts in, and recovering. I think those are more important than having an extra 10 miles under your belt that week.
I would agree with that.
While that makes a difference.
And lifting too.
Yeah, I don't think lifting's more important than more mileage, but I would say that you obviously need a balance, but
Maybe for track it is, but that's for a different conversation.
yeah, but I think mileage comes somewhere second or third in that discussion.
If we're talking in the context of like 5K, 8K plus distances.
yeah,
you
like no matter what, you do need to be if you're a D1 athlete, you can't be running 40 miles a week. You can't do that. But
Some of them do.
some
I mean, it
for cross country, I'm saying.
very little.
Yeah, for cross
it's
country.
very
cross
like,
country,
yeah.
you
pretty
really
much
just
can't.
kind of
You just can't be
But the
doing
difference
that, yeah.
between 70 and 85 miles a week, that's okay. You
Right.
can do 70 miles instead of 85.
and like
yeah,
supplement
if-
with
if
cross
that's-
training, supplement with other things.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
that means that your recovery is going to actually work and you're actually going to get quality workouts in.
I think it's just a matter of like maybe not necessarily mileage increasing, but like the time you spend working on improving your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
improving
yeah.
like your aerobic capacity.
Yeah.
Because as we said, like we talk about on so many podcasts, like cross training is so important, right? And
Yep.
like I feel like as you were saying, like separating that 70 mile a week and 85 mile a week guy is probably not that much. Maybe the 70 mile a week guy is like he's going out for like a 2-hour bike one of those days, or he's like swimming like a bunch of laps. You know, there's a lot of different ways to like take the impact off the body from running and also get like the benefits of
Yeah.
like working out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So
So, okay, Brian, as somebody who is now getting into that 50-mile range, because that's what you're going to be doing this summer,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts?
I think, especially for cross country, last year I didn't do too hot in cross country, and I think that was a big factor of the low mileage because I was doing 25 miles a week, 30 max.
Okay.
And something I found in winter track and spring track is going out running 7 days a week, maybe doing a little bit of cross training and just getting those quality days in. Even if it's Sunday and I'm not feeling good, I think it's important to run and just be consistent with that,
So do you think
just
that
to get the miles in. And
so you kind of are backing the view of, the more miles the better?
no, I think whatever works for you and like what your body responds to well, because some people swim twice a week, some people bike 4 days a week, some people run
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think really quality time working that we talked about it last podcast actually. I forget what it's called, like the system.
oxidative system.
Oxidative system.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why
yeah.
I couldn't remember that, but working that system, especially for cross country, as long as your legs are getting the proper exercise, which they probably are if you're hitting at least 40 miles a week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
yeah.
finish, and then I want to add on.
oh, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think basically you can I know obviously before I was backing, more miles the better, and I think I agree with you. There's not much difference, You're probably not gaining as much if you're running 70 miles a week versus if you're running 80. Like that's
Again, that's just some arbitrary number,
yeah,
but it's
it's
like
completely
our point is
arbitrary.
like the higher and higher you go, it's not
It's probably-
so different.
it's probably
you know?
becoming less and less significant.
Right,
I would
right,
think, I
yeah.
would think.
Yeah,
It's like
I-
diminishing returns.
Yeah, I
Diminishing
would
returns.
think once you get to a certain, like, you got to hit a baseline with mileage for the most part, and if you're there, you can kind of play around and see like what will help you more. Sometimes more mileage might help. Sometimes taking an extra bit of recovery, doing a bike one day might help.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you play it by ear kind of thing. But
You want to know why I think it's so beneficial, though? And I was saying this last podcast a little bit before I headed out, too, was that, all these base miles, they help you with getting the base miles gives you the endurance to complete your workouts, okay? And if you have more base miles under you and your endurance grows, you can do longer and longer workouts that are higher, more, more intense and more intense.
Yep.
longer
and then
longer.
longer and longer. And after doing those longer and longer workouts, you're getting closer to, all right, I can go this intensity for longer and longer. And then when you're in the race, it's kind of like, I've done this before, or like your body is prepared for that. And I think the root of that starts because you have the endurance required, or, ultimately a cross-country race is the first person to get to the line. Same thing with a track race.
Yep.
So you want more than what's required. You want to go above and beyond. So I think that's the mindset a lot of guys have when they're going out and running 80, 85 miles a week, is because, they're getting their endurance up so they can run better workouts, so they can race better.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. So like, we were talking about in our last podcast, just like the point of like all those base miles, so you can you get
Prep
your
for
body
those
to that
workouts.
point.
Yeah.
So you're preparing yourself for those workouts, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually where you're gonna get better, right? So I feel like those base miles is increasing the potential of your VO2 max. The workouts are actually literally
Increasing.
pushing you to
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Pushing
Yeah.
you to that potential.
But I think so. During base, I don't think there's any way to argue that recovery is still important in base. But if you're an intermediate to really good runner, like a D1 runner,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the more miles the better, until you kind of reach a really really high point. Do
Yeah.
as much as you
And that's
really
different for
can.
everybody.
It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
That high point's different, but if you do as much as you can during that base and you're not completely killing your body before you get into threshold stuff, I think that you're completely right that is going to help you push up your potential.
Yeah. And there's one thing actually that I found kind of interesting, and because it was from Coach Gondak at Penn State.
Yep.
His he has these set of slides that I think he sent to DeLuca. I got from DeLuca. I don't know. I found them online wherever I got them, but they're basically his parameters for training. And one thing that he wrote down was, slow runs make slow runners, but that's not true if you think about it.
Recovery is really important.
But also, it's those slow runs and just time on your feet is what's building up their aerobic system.
Exactly.
I think that has to be some sort of just mantra,
Yeah.
taken out of context, because that's kind of
Old
stupid.
school
That's-
running.
that's- that's
It's
not-
a little old school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little old
Yeah,
school.
that's a little old
I will
Slow
I will say I guess the stakes are a little bit higher at a Division 1 level. You definitely can't mess around on runs, but I wouldn't say running slow is making you slow.
I
at
think
all.
what that argument is, I think it's getting taken out of context.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that what he probably means is that you can't take all your base training can't be at 8-minute pace when you're a D1 runner.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have a spicy long run in there every now and then.
I found out what that was. I found out what that was.
what's
Is it a
spicy
progression?
long?
I feel like it's a
For
progression.
context, by the way, Anthony's training schedule this summer has multiple spicy long runs.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple, Brian, just for your context, a couple podcasts ago, we were going over it, and I basically said, you guys would know what I want to know. What the fuck is a spicy long run? And we didn't know what it was. So what I assumed it to be was a fast long run.
Yeah.
So when it came time to
6:08
do the
pace
spicy long run,
specifically.
I went out and I did a fast long run.
That was electric, by the way.
Yeah.
It was
That was-
electric.
that
For
was
the people who saw that on the story,
Yeah,
it was
sickening.
10 miles at
608 to
608
608.
pace. Around these neighborhoods, come on.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but the I found out what it was today, and what it is it's 20 minutes at normal pace, 20 minutes at threshold pace, 20 minutes at normal.
Oh,
pace.
you should have just assumed that.
I should have.
Yeah.
just assumed
What?
that.
How
Should've
does
assumed
someone put spicy long run on the schedule and just assume people to
So
know what
it's
that is?
normal threshold normal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like
That
that.
is really
I
interesting.
like that
What's
actually.
Yeah.
The classic spicy.
The
long.
You know,
classic
it's
spicy
actually
long
good
run.
idea.
That's actually really weird because I feel like we used to do a shorter version of that in high school where
Yeah,
it'd
we
be
do
like
131.
131 exactly
Yeah,
or
yeah.
121
I like
or
that.
something
That's
like
actually
that.
really cool.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
cool long
I might
run. Yeah.
incorporate that.
In our
Might go for
training.
it. Yeah.
For
Might
people who
incorporate
watched
a
the
couple
last
of
episode,
spicy
maybe
ones.
we'll incorporate spicy long runs in Andrew and I's.
You got any spicy
Me
long
and
runs?
Andrew.
This summer, do you have any spicy long
I
runs?
don't.
Oh yeah, what
I
kind of
don't.
workouts? What kind of workouts or long runs are you doing this summer? Are you doing any workouts?
I
or?
think we have a lot of strides, and
Yeah.
I think we're just packing them on this summer training and
Good.
some long runs, getting up to
3 tempos.
the longest I've done before this was 51 maybe.
Okay.
So I think we're getting up to 55, maybe even 60 this summer.
So
I'm
where
looking
are
forward to
you
that.
at right now? Or are you not? Are you?
Super low. We're
You
doing
guys are just starting, right?
maybe 25 right now. So
Nice.
Okay.
keeping
okay.
it low to start.
How are you feeling about it? Are you
Feeling good.
you excited?
I've been going out. I think I'd probably done 4 out of the 10 runs we've done so far. Is I've been back pretty quick. So
Wait. What do you mean?
I think I don't know. I've been trying to like go a little quicker, so
Okay.
I haven't hit
Okay.
8
I think
minute
that's
pace in a
okay.
while.
Yeah,
Oh,
when the
wait,
mileage is
what
that
pace?
low, I mean,
I said I haven't hit 8 minute pace in a while.
Yeah.
Probably
Oh,
closer
okay.
to like when I'm alone, probably like 6:30, 6:20.
6:30, 6:20.
Okay.
yeah, that's the whole thing about the burnout thing. We're not trying to burn
Yeah.
out, but I think no. Again,
Yeah.
I
Be
think
safe.
it is. I think it's okay given the fact that like, if you're doing like 2-3 mile
It's like
runs.
4 miles. So.
Okay, well that's maybe
Well,
that's a little
maybe
much.
that's pushing a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
for a 4
just
mile
be
run, you might
careful,
wanna go
be
like 7
careful.
flat.
yeah,
I think for
Spicy long run.
yeah.
You don't want to
No.
get too spicy every day. You want to have like a moderate amount of
Oh,
spice.
we went spicy in
We did.
Avalon Park today.
we went a little
Good thing
spicy.
I didn't
we went a little
go.
Spicy.
God damn, I was gonna go. I was like, no, they're gonna be dumb and stupid.
Well, basically what you
Sorry.
got to remember is, you don't want to there's a zone before kind of between aerobic and before threshold where you don't want to be because you're working harder than you need to.
620 pace.
It's 6:20 pace. It is 6:20 pace. It is.
Although some
It-
days you can do that, I
It's
wouldn't
not,
recommend
it doesn't feel
doing that
tiring
every
sometimes,
run.
but
You
do that for
are
a week or
tiring
two,
yourself.
You're like,
Brian's like, these guys are fucking
We're gaslighting
retarded.
him right
Like,
I mean, hey, to be fair,
Yeah, no.
we used to. Okay, to be fair, I know
I've done that.
we've
No,
done
I
that.
get
I know
what
we've
you guys
done
are
it. Yeah.
saying. I just like to ramp it up.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
you need to do 8-minute pace at all unless like you're really feeling shit. But
Yeah.
like
Our point is
7:30, 7 flat.
our point is just be careful and recognize how long summer training is. You know,
Yeah, just don't
and
run.
its function.
Yeah.
just stop. Just
Stop.
stop running.
Go for a
Yeah,
walk.
completely.
don't run.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Wait, quick detour. I
Yep.
know this is not
That's
that
fine.
related. I know we're talking about high
This is gonna
mileage
be
and stuff.
so rad. I'm so ready for this.
Why do gorillas have brown hair?
What? No. Is walking a workout?
Okay. I've
No, next question.
no. Okay. I feel very strongly about this, and I want to say yes. Not
No.
for us.
No.
Not for us. No. For us, it's not a workout.
Walking is a workout for my mom. Or
This
or
goes
someone
back
who-
into our
not
podcast
workout.
topic from a few times ago. It was like what we do as runners for performance is probably not the healthiest thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
walking is I
walking
think
can
it's
be
pretty
good.
healthy.
So
It's what doctors
and
recommend
I
for old
wanna-
people.
Yeah.
we'll go around the table. We'll do this. We'll
Do
we'll
it one by one.
we'll
I'm
do-
an
yeah,
go- we can go-
anti-walker. Walking destroys my body.
Okay.
Okay, so 620 on an easy day runner.
I can like run for a while, but like museums or something, I cannot.
No, actually, I
I know what
actually
you're talking
I
about.
totally
can't
know what
stand
you're
there long.
talking
You
about.
get stiff.
If I'm,
I
like,
literally have the worst walking endurance, but somehow I can just like run for like 12 miles.
I
I,
Like,
don't know, dude, I
cannot
could walk for
walk.
12 miles and like be fine.
yeah.
You guys, you want to know?
My
You
legs
want to know
get so
why?
fatigued.
What?
It's you're working different muscles.
Different
when you're
muscles,
walking,
I
Okay.
actually.
guess.
Yes, you are, but really, when we go out for a 10-mile long run, we're on our feet for an hour and 20 minutes. When you go out for a 10-mile walk, you're on your feet for several hours.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but I do want to
Not a lot.
answer the question of why I do think it's a workout, and I think fitness is relative, and I think workouts are relative to the person.
Yeah.
And someone that can't even run a mile, they're not, that is their workout, walking, okay? There's this old lady in this neighborhood. When I'm out running every day, I see her walking, and that's what she does because it does. It keeps your blood pressure healthy, works your heart a little bit, keeps your muscles from atrophying, keeps your bone density up.
I just think I hate everyone who doesn't want to fucking run at the gym because they think cardio kills gains, and you're walking on a fucking incline. You're just lazy. Like screw you. I like you're a 18-year-old kid who's
Cardio kills your game.
like
It
Yeah,
kills
like-
your game.
no it doesn't. Stop walking because you don't want to do cardio because cardio is hard. Like that just pisses me off. Sorry.
If you can run.
Okay,
you should
but
be able
to
run
be
2 miles,
fair,
probably.
Like all those gym guys, like they just have different goals. You know what I'm
They
saying?
have different goals,
They
but
do.
like just don't do cardio.
Yeah.
Like don't pretend like walking on incline for 10 minutes is doing anything. I don't know. I hate going.
what-
Yeah, actually,
Pisses
okay,
me
that's
off
that's
so
that's
much.
valid. Yeah, no, if you're doing it for 10
Well,
minutes, it's not doing shit. I mean, like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what people do.
yeah,
Just saying.
mixing some
Wait,
cardio,
the
gym
question
bros.
is walking a workout or
Yeah,
exercise?
Well,
It's
technically.
definitely not a workout.
All right, definitely not a workout.
What
Okay,
defines workout?
But
Oh
a
God.
workout
Oh
as
God.
in the sense of running like
We're
a
going
tempo?
into
No, I don't think it
We're
is for
going into
anyone
vague
that's
questions.
Someone
under
get
the
the
age of 60.
dictionary.
But
Technically, us going on a regular run would be a workout.
yeah,
for
I
somebody
think
going
he's
on a
thinking of
regular walk.
workout as in like workout running, like tempo,
Oh, it's like an
or, like-
organized,
like
structured
an actual,
No, just like
like a hard day.
no one's like breaking a sweat like walking.
Some
You
people
can.
do.
You totally,
Totally.
I mean,
If
people
you
break
walk
a
for long
sweat
enough.
like getting
Got
up
the 2
like, from
pound
the
weights.
couch, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it happens.
Bring
Like,
his sweat
but
getting up from
but I
the
think for like the
They
vast
do.
majority
Some people do.
for the vast majority of 18, 17, 16-year-olds, walking should not be a workout.
I think it's more of the people that have a hard time walking upstairs.
Yeah, no,
have
it's
a hard time
completely.
moving in general.
It's
Yeah,
relative.
it's
I
very
totally
relative.
agree. I just think that I'm more talking about for people that our age. 'Cause it just
In
annoys me.
general,
It just
in
like,
general,
bro,
yeah.
just go for a run. If you can't, if you have trouble running a mile, run half a mile. Like that's
Yeah.
more.
Or just
than
bike or do
walking.
anything, like I don't
Yeah, like just don't pretend like you're doing cardio.
know. Yeah.
Wait, I want to hear why you don't think it's a workout.
I think it's just like
I think he was thinking of it in the
Basic human
context of
In the
like
context of our like us.
it's not a workout.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't call it a workout. I think it's more like just moving your body. I don't even know what to call it.
I think I can get sore though from walking for sure, but I have to walk a long ass time.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
Just
Your,
walking.
your
so
ankle,
How
your
do you think
ankles
race
like don't
walkers
get
train?
sore.
Bro,
Your-
my lower back be sore
Yeah,
after
my
walking
calves
for a
get
couple
sore.
miles.
Next
Like
question.
Next
I'm just an
How
old.
yeah.
I just have a
fast
broken
race
body.
walk
I don't know
a
why
mile?
I'm
How
mentioning that.
Oh, that's a kind of.
What?
Did you say?
No, nothing. What?
Golden question.
speaking of-
How
speaking of
fast do you think
walking.
you would race walk a mile?
I think it would take me 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a good question because
Probably.
like
10.
I've never tried to like legitimately race
would
walk
hurt
for a
really
long
badly.
period of time.
Yeah.
It would hurt. Yeah, it's like your hips
I
have
think
to like move
like first
certain
time, or do we
ways.
get training? Like, can I train? For
Yeah,
this
we
one?
could
Right
train
now.
a
If
little.
we had to
right
go
now.
right now.
Okay, like yeah, probably.
Measure out a mile.
Probably 8
Go that
something.
way.
Yeah, 8 something.
Yeah, maybe not even 8 flat. Maybe 8 like 15.
Yeah, Loki 8:30 for
Because it's like you gotta get the form down.
Yeah.
Brian and I have race walked before for like 100 meters. It's weird how good he is at race walking.
It's
I'm,
tiring
I'm
though.
saying
It's kind
I'm
of
saying
tiring.
740. I could race walk a 740.
Seven.
mile.
I
For
think you
people
do
that
fa-
say
I think
that
You
you
should
do
like
also-
train that and like go to nationals for race
you should
walking. That's like a
actually.
thing.
Okay, wait.
No,
Let's
I
look
don't
Actually,
Go to
no, that's
nationals
really-
for race walking.
That'd be
it
really
doesn't
Race
funny,
count.
walking
but
is not
no, don't
easy.
do that.
It
Like-
doesn't
like,
count.
It's
Race
kind of hard.
walking.
Like I feel I respect people that do it. It's
Collegiate
not
race walker.
that easy.
I'm just looking
But
at
if
the
you're
national
if you're
record.
walking like an 8 flat
Okay,
mile, like
guys,
I'm not impressed.
guys. Okay, the 5,000 meter race walk. I want you to guess what it is before you see it.
The
It
world-
better not
the
be
world
faster
record?
than my 5K.
Well, just
14:10.
I'm gonna
No, that would be.
4:20 pace for.
I'm gonna guess 20 minutes and 27 seconds.
Okay, your guess. What do you think?
1956.
What do you think?
1922.
1805.
Wow.
What? No way.
1805.
How do you walk in 18
How do you-
minute
see
5?
that-
Is
that's
is
like
that how you say
actually-
that?
That's impressive.
That is really impressive.
And the woman's is 2001. Imagine.
Let's see that.
Yeah, here.
Photographic
like-
evidence.
Like just literally think about like how is that even
That is,
possible?
just the weird muscles you have to work like race walking, like that's
like,
difficult.
what-
It's like your joints. It's like you have to like move your hips.
It's
like it's
I-
everything.
I don't even know what it works, but I feel
Yeah.
my calves when I'm
Oh,
walking.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
It's like
it's like
all
heel-toe,
calves.
you
Yeah,
know?
heel
Yeah, it
toe.
is
Yeah.
though. Wow, that is.
That is a fat.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Be careful. Did it land on you?
Ah!
It's on your sleeve. It's on your sleeve.
Oh my god, it's actually on him. What the hell? Why did it actually get on him?
Very good.
It's probably on your shirt.
It was literally just sitting on your sleeve.
That's the thing that attacked me. In
I
there
know.
Before.
I know.
I'm
So,
sure there's now
a
there's
bug-
a bug
a-
on my shirt.
A bug
was a
went on
crisis.
Brian's shirt
shirt.
and
Now
he took it
shirtless.
off. So
Probably crawling in there right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting all his juices all over. That bug is like.
That was like a
actually,
pterodactyl.
Dude,
just
no,
landed
that,
on my
that
shoulder.
thing has committed so many crimes. It chased after me in there too. It's like
Did it
a
actually?
serial
That
killer.
one-
It's
God.
a
and I
serial
we were,
bug.
we were pressing your shirts for states. We were
Yeah.
t-shirt pressing those, and it just flies
This-
into his face.
this-
Yeah.
no way it was the same bug.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
actually, same bug.
Same bug. Same bug. Just like
Damn.
walnut size.
Did you ask him?
It was yeah, it is like walnut
Yeah.
size.
Did you ask him if he was the same bug?
It didn't even ask for
Yeah, we
consent.
did.
Did you ask?
That was-
What's the next question?
What's the next question? I mean, we can go into
question.
Should we talk? I guess we should talk a little bit like related to like mileage.
Yeah, let's
Aqua
do it.
jogging. Let's talk about
Aqua
aqua jogging. Do we think that is? I don't know if any of you guys have done it before.
I've never
I
done
had-
it.
All right, so why don't
I've
you just
never
tell us
done
what
it.
you think, and then we'll kind of jump around.
I
with
see
it.
Nico Young do it a lot. And he always posts about that.
Like I guess I think aqua jogging in the way. You ever see those guys in like
No
the
way.
tanks on the treadmills?
Is it back?
I did it again.
Okay.
So we were talking about aqua jogging. There was a bug again.
There's a bug
Anthony
again.
killed it. Our
Yeah, I
daddy.
don't know if
No,
you
we
guys
gotta
saw
keep
that
some of
last
that bug
clip,
sequence
but
in
it
there.
was-
That
Yeah, we
was
gotta keep the bugs
hilarious.
in
No,
there.
we should post that. That
Just
bug
when
is
we get up,
it's
just-
ginormous.
Yeah.
Censor
it's
my
dead though.
nipples.
No more interruptions. Brian's shirt's back on.
Brian shirt.
We're all okay.
collars popped.
Thank you for asking.
All right, so we got some topics.
Aqua jogging is what we were talking
Okay.
about. Actually, believe it. or
None of
not.
us know what it.
So-
None of us have done it, but we know what it is.
Andrew
Except
totally
Andrew.
sniped
Except
that
Andrew.
bug out of the sky.
Aqua
by the
jogging.
way.
So you guys ever see? So there's like a few ways you could do it. Aqua jogging, I think the best way to do it, in my opinion, is when you have the treadmill full of water, like literally like a tank. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Those
seen
are-
that.
Yeah,
those
it's
are- Those
crazy.
are like
Crazy
you got to be a
expensive.
pro or have that at a college
Yeah.
resource kind of thing, or a
Yeah.
PT, something like
Yeah.
that, right?
I think that's probably better.
Probably.
But no one has access to that except for maybe Anthony. But even that I doubt. And
It's probably not at Maryland.
yeah, probably still not. But if you do, good for you. Wish I could do that. But most people have to use an aqua jogging belt, which is pretty much like treading in water with your hands out of the water. You can have them in, but you're pretty much just simulating a running motion
Okay.
where you're kind of flicking your heel and blah blah blah. You're working on very similar muscles. It's low impact.
How's
I know Run CCG had me do it every single day
Oh, actually.
for like 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Took so
After
much
your
fucking
runs?
time. But I didn't find that it helped.
Really?
Not to get too off topic, but how'd you like that run CCG?
I
I've seen
think
a lot
that-
about that in the past few
I think they
months.
thought I was a lot better than I was because they were like, do an 8-mile tempo at 6 flat, you'll be fine. I don't know if those were like legitimate paces, but they had really long tempos and stuff, and I thought it was pretty good training, and they clearly know what they're doing. I just don't think it was for me because I think they're training me like I was like I'm not a good high mileage guy. I can't
Yeah,
really hold my
yeah,
threshold pace
fair enough.
longer than
Yep.
40 minutes. But
And the truth is, we don't know how many athletes they have. They're posting all the successes. Obviously, they wouldn't.
yeah,
post, you know.
that's the thing. So, but it seemed like pretty sound training.
Yeah.
A
Obviously
little
really
bit
good.
intense for me.
Okay.
But they had us do aqua jogging a lot, and they had different variations. I actually still have the workouts that they had. They were 15 to 30 minutes aqua jogging like every day. And I didn't find it made a huge difference, but I think I was also just so burnt out from the training that they gave us because it just wasn't for me, to be honest.
Okay. Was it strenuous?
Yeah, no, like it was pretty intense training for summer training, and I think it was built for someone. I think they really benefit off of people who have like really bad coaching, and
Okay.
like they're really talented kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unfortunately not that talented that I could just do that. And I think it just wasn't training that was like made for me. I got like the
Yeah.
lower option.
Right.
So they kind of just made a schedule for someone who had around my times. And I thought it was pretty good training for someone around my times. It just wasn't really built for specifically me.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know if aqua jogging is good or not because I've only really done it then. I haven't really consistently done it in any other period.
So, I mean, I haven't really aqua jogged too much. I did get a belt. I've done it a couple times. But the one thing I did do is I treaded water. Is that similar?
It's similar, just I think simulating the motion of running is probably better than treading.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
actually don't know because treading is also great for you. It's
Yeah.
just not. It's a very light workout.
Yeah. I
Like you
think
can make it
it's-
hard, but you can only get so hard with treading.
Even with swimming too, technically you only burn like 200 calories
Yeah.
per mile. It's really not that much. Or
No.
I don't know. That is a lot. It was like I would swim for like 30, 45 minutes and only burn like 200 something calories.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which like that's not
Maybe
the only
300.
indicator.
Yeah.
But,
No.
like,
No. But
It's like lower intensity kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
aqua jogging can get really hard.
yeah, I bet. I mean,
Like
walking.
Just
Can't get
sprinting through
hard.
the water.
yeah, well, like if you have to make it hard. Like
Yeah,
we did interval workouts for aqua jogging
Yeah.
every
okay.
single time. So we basically did fartleks aqua jogging, and I found that was actually quite a decent workout. It just again I was doing it in conjunction with training that just wasn't built for me. But yeah, like I think it can be beneficial for sure, and I kind of want to see what you guys think about that because I think something like 3 days a week would be really beneficial, especially for someone like Jonah who's like just injury everywhere right now.
Yep.
I think that would actually be a good thing because I know we were talking about it last podcast
Yeah.
too. I think that it definitely can't substitute running, but it's really good to get you prepared to run if you're injured. I think that's kind of what its place is.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys have any opinions. I know not all of you have tried it.
What do you think?
I mean, I haven't tried it, but I mean, the reason I'm doing it is because, like, I know for me, obviously running's off the table for a little bit, just because like I want like my back and running is just not working right now.
Yeah.
Biking was like my cross training of choice in college, but I found that like a lot of my lower back problems are because of tight hips and a tight psoas specifically. And when you're biking on a spin bike for that long, like every single day, because I was going really hard on the bike for a while, but that just didn't help my back at all. It actually made it worse. So, and then I just don't like swimming. I'm just a bad swimmer, frankly. I'm definitely going to swim for sure. Like, I need to get into it. So I was like, okay, what else? I don't want to do biking. Running's not good. Swimming, I kind of, whatever. Aqua jogging, let's try that out. And I know that's worked for a lot of really good athletes. Like you were talking about Nico Young, and I know pro athletes do it all the time. So I think it would just be something interesting to try out in conjunction with swimming and occasionally biking, like, you know, to prepare for the Montauk ride.
Yeah, I think it keeps your muscles from atrophying a little bit, like if you're out for a bit. And I think another benefit is that it actually can be quite an aerobic workout.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely am breathing heavy.
Yeah.
Especially since you have all the water on your lungs.
Right.
Drowning.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, I prefer it over swimming. Like I'll do that instead of swimming because I'm lazy.
I remember one thing you told me is the belt. It's like, you know, it's basically a floaty you put around your waist. But it doesn't support your whole body weight, right?
No, like you will sink if you're not running.
Yeah.
Like you'll sink if you're like I've had times where I have a really hard aqua jogging day and I'm like almost under the water.
Interesting.
But
Your legs aren't touching the ground during aqua jogging?
No, it's no.
That's a common misconception. That's what I thought it was.
I thought it was just running through the water.
No, you're really working.
That is something you can do though. I used to do
Nico
that.
Young,
Yeah.
I think he like posted it on Instagram.
He does it
or
on the
something.
ground.
Yeah, there's like a literal treadmill in the water.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
No one has access to that, but like
Unless
maybe
you're Nico
him.
Young.
Yeah.
Unless you're Nico Young.
Or
But
you go to like
those
a
are probably
school with
better
lots of resources.
because that's like
Mhm.
that's literally just resistance running, right? That's pretty much just.
Yep. And it's less. I mean,
it's
so
you're
much
floating,
less
you know,
impact.
it's
Probably
same thing
so
as-
good for you.
It's same
Yeah.
thing as like those Alter G treadmills.
Yeah.
See, that
It's like
Maryland
running in
does that.
slow motion with like so much less impact.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great.
So I mean, do that if you have it. I don't know why you have
but
that.
no one has that.
No one has that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What's the next thing we wanted to talk about?
barefoot running.
Barefoot
We
running.
talked about this a little bit before.
With Ethan
I know
Winter,
we-
if you watch the Ethan Winter
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
definitely did talk about that.
Season 3 episode. Find it. I don't know.
I could talk a lot about this, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about barefoot running?
I think barefoot running is very beneficial. Spreading out your toes. I don't know if you guys watch the Joe Rogan podcast, but I know in an episode he talked about like this tribe in India. Sorry to get a little off topic, but they don't wear shoes, obviously, and they like climb up trees and stuff, and they have like opposable toes, and it's from like running barefoot, and they're like super like strong, just like their natural like way of life.
Yeah, they can just run like hundreds of miles.
I think barefoot running just like really spreads your toes and works all those tiny muscles that the shoe is kind of protecting you and preventing you from working.
Yeah, I think there's something like 50 plus different muscles like in your feet that aren't being fully activated when you're running with like huge like plushy shoes nowadays, like which are great obviously for injury prevention, for like pushing your body to like the high mileage state, but again, like, you know, like we're racing in spikes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With spikes, like you're
On your toes.
a lot more on your toes, especially just any race.
It's
like
also just, it's not just the feet either though. It's also the everything around the
everything
ankles,
around the
the
ankle.
Achilles.
That's not
I
the
think
calf.
it's a big
yeah,
form
Even
thing
calves.
too.
it's
I
a
think
huge
it's-
form thing. Yeah,
It's really it affects everything truly,
Yeah.
because if you're working different muscles in your calves, you're working different muscles in your
Right.
quads, and so on and so forth. It kind of simulates that racing
Yeah.
in a spike, you know.
I think the consensus we generally no, what was your opinion before we talk about our opinion?
About barefoot
Yeah,
running?
about barefoot
I think
running.
it's beneficial. And
Yeah.
people should do it.
Yeah, I think
Hop on the
Yeah.
trend, baby.
Hop on the train.
I think that's basically
Everyone's
yeah.
doing it.
That's what we talked about last time.
But-
Like
well, I
they're
think we got a little more specific last time,
Right,
where
right.
like Ethan Winter wears
minimalist shoes.
minimalist shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears.
I can go into this like crazy.
Yeah, go into it. You know way more than we do.
Okay, so that tribe, it was the Tarahumara tribe.
You definitely looked that up.
No, I didn't.
No way.
I
He's
learned
a
that.
Joe
I learned
Rogan
that.
fanatic.
No, I'm on the. It was the Tarahumara
get
tribe, and I
vaccinated.
think they're in Southern America.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But so basically, what they do is they're they can run like hundreds.
Yeah, aren't they
miles.
like marathon runners that
yeah.
do just crazy?
Ultra marathon runners?
Yeah.
And we might have to start a new recording soon. But so yeah, they're ultra marathon runners, and they run either barefoot or in sandals. And you see like 80-year-old men doing this. Okay. But there's also a flip side to that, and like I don't know what the percentage is, but like more of them than not of them. I don't know.
Yeah, like more than half of them.
Okay. Don't make it past like their youth. They just die. 'Cause
Survival
there's
Is that
Interesting.
because of the running?
Yeah,
No,
is that
it's not. It's because of malnutrition. But
Okay.
it's weird.
Survival
It's
of
weird
the
because then
fittest.
how do they run that well?
If they're too slow, they get eaten by the other members.
No, it's like disease and stuff, and like
Yeah.
malnutrition. and
Well,
not being able to.
okay?
survive.
Well, I mean, if they die of malnutrition and disease, that's pretty impressive that they can do all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think there's
and
a lot of
still
other things that go
function
into
like
it,
that.
other than the barefoot running.
That's
It's
true.
They're also probably they
Yeah.
probably just have like
I don't even
some
think
sort of mindset that
they're
yeah,
not a
is-
modern.
they're rock hard like in
Yeah.
the head.
They're
I
not
don't
a
know how to
modern
s-
tribe
that's
of
not
people.
the right way to say that.
They're mentally dense.
Okay. So this tribe, they ran barefoot, and they could run. They were ultra marathon runners, basically. They could run hundreds of miles.
But they
and-
die.
Yeah, but they the survival rate of their tribe isn't very high. When they do live, they live into their like 80s. You see 80-year-old men running. Or
Wait,
whatever.
they die in infancy?
Yeah.
Not
like when they're,
infancy,
Like,
when
their
they're- when
infant
they're, like-
mortality rate is crazy high.
oh, infant
Infant
mortality.
mortality.
Oh.
I thought we were talking
Oh,
about
Oh,
like
no
10
shit.
to
That's
20.
different.
Tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not surprising.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Okay. So
Because no, it was just weird. Because like I feel like for the context of you, if like just hearing you talk and just listening to this, it sounded like it was like it had some correlation to do with like
the running.
barefoot running.
No. Okay. No.
Yeah.
They're infant mortality. So they're not really healthy people.
So only the
Yeah.
strongest survive. is what you're
Ba-
saying.
ba-
They eat
Sure, yeah.
potato chips in
no,
like
they-
Africa.
Yes, that's what they do. Lots of trans fats.
No, it's just you don't have
They
access
eat
to
a
like
lot of
modern.
canned foods.
You don't have access to modern medicine
Yeah,
and all that
exactly.
stuff.
They're
They eat
just,
like,
hippos and
on their
snakes.
own.
It's a remote tribe, right? And so what happened is this guy, his name is Chris McDougall, I think his name is. He wrote the book Born to Run. And what happened out of the book Born to Run is lots of people, it was about he wrote it about this tribe. So it was people started going like, "Oh, they can run super long barefoot and healthy with no injuries or anything. They can do that barefoot. That's because they do that barefoot. So maybe I'll do that barefoot." So now, and I said this in the podcast with Ethan Winter a little bit, but now you got the 250-pound guy with terrible form running in minimalist running shoes, zero-drop running shoes with a really thin sole, okay? Like the Vibram five-finger toe shoes, like those came out of the that was a product that came out of the Born to Run book. It's funny, yeah. And people started to get injured. Crazy injured, like super injured. And then fast forward a couple years later, what happened now is Hoka, the super cushion company, was born because everyone was getting injured from running barefoot. So now it's like, okay, so let's go to the opposite, as much cushion as possible. But here's the thing about Hoka, okay? Even though they have a crazy amount of cushion, their shoes are they're not zero drop, but they're in the 3 to 4, 5 millimeter drop range. Heel drop range,
Which is low.
which is low.
Isn't it usually like around like 9 or 10?
Anywhere from 8 to 10.
I think the
usually.
Zoom flies are like 12 or something.
Zoom flies are 8.
8?
Okay. Zoom flies are 8. The Brooks Adrenaline is 12. That's the highest one I know
Okay.
of. Most Nikes are 10. So, but what happened now is that people are running in these Hokas, and Hokas actually mimic barefoot running. But there's so much cushion under you that you're actually not getting injured because the heel drop is so low. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
but
the cushion is protecting you.
so.
Interesting.
But that's not really. Is that truly mimicking
No.
barefoot running though? That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like even
It's like
these
in
minimalist
theory
shoes-
it is, yeah.
In theory it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the same. And I think there's also harm to too much cushion
There is. I agree
over
with that.
like a long period of time on your everyday runs. I think.
I think what you were saying before is it can kind of turn off some muscles. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can neglect them.
Right.
You walk around with so much cushion, and actually, when you start to get plantar fasciitis, when you start to get arch pain, it's because your arch isn't strong enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's because you got all this support, all this cushion. That's
Well, that could be
doing-
one reason. There's
That could be one reason.
Right. Yeah.
That's doing the work for your arch instead of your arch, keeping its strength and holding itself up for itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, as I said, I mean, you're definitely like my biggest point was just that like when you run barefoot, it's more similar to like running with spikes than it is running just like with normal like cushion shoes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like you need a lot of those muscles to generate speed to
Yeah,
for literally just for endurance, like working those out. And like that's why it's great that we like end those runs like barefoot, or like
Yeah.
we just do those short 2-3 mile barefoot runs, because like that's like teaching all those muscles that aren't being worked out as much and aren't getting that like muscle endurance and
Yeah.
like all that stuff, and it's just really important. So.
Yeah, I mean, after going for a 6-mile run in a pair of Hokas, finishing the last half mile out barefoot on a thing of turf,
Yeah.
it's probably doing you wonders.
Yeah, and also as you said, like injury prevention, like you need to keep your arches strong. Like
Yep.
that's something that we struggled with a lot. Like, and that's just so important.
So
So,
that doesn't
yeah.
mean do anything hard
No,
barefoot.
no,
You
definitely
need
not.
to. You
Go
don't need
slow.
your feet muscles to be ripped. You don't.
Nope.
You don't need to work them when
Feet
you're
gains.
going fast.
You just need to
You
activate
don't-
them. You just
you
need to
don't
activate
feet
them.
gains.
Yeah.
You just need a strong enough foot to not get injured. That's
Yeah.
really it. And the same goes for the Achilles and for the muscles in your calf that are getting worked differently when you're on your toes. Maybe wear flats or work towards wearing flats during some of your workouts.
Yeah.
But that's not for everyone. I know some coaches are against that, but I think the overwhelming majority of runners wear flats when they would do workouts, especially professional.
I think so.
But I really liked. I just wanted to go back to a few podcasts ago when we were talking with Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
He said that I really liked this. He worked down to having minimalist shoes. He didn't just jump into it.
Yeah.
He went from 10 millimeter drop to 7 to 5 to
Mhm.
3, and then minimalist.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to do that, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that if you're doing like crazy long
Running the
distance.
volume that we are, no.
Yeah, if you're running, he's a little bit more like
Hobby jogger.
yeah, but he's still like competing, but he's not doing crazy mileage, I don't think.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
completely understand that. I think that's probably benefiting him. But for someone who's running 50, 60 miles a week, maybe not. Maybe you just do your workouts in that and you do some barefoot runs.
Yeah, I agree.
But I
That's
think-
that's the good balance that we should strike.
Yeah, staying on top of it though, because it's really easy to just not do that.
Mhm.
Because I hate running barefoot if it's not on turf. It's tiring,
It
It
is
is
very
tiring,
tiring.
which
yeah.
is probably a sign that you should do it more. But
Although you said don't do anything hard, it's important you hit several speeds. So doing stride outs with it, doing slow half-mile jogs.
yeah,
with it,
yeah.
all that.
I just wouldn't suggest like 800-meter repeats
Yeah,
with
no,
no shoes.
I would. Yeah, that would be
I-
pretty
Again,
terrible.
that's what
Yeah.
flats are for.
I
'cause
think
it-
that was
yeah.
just. I think most people have enough common sense to not do
Yeah.
that. But
You'd be surprised.
yeah,
dude.
you would.
I mean, no, I fucking.
You.
In one of my cross country races, the 8K, one of my
Oh.
shoes fell off. I ran a 5K with one shoe barefoot, like
and he
all
ran
out.
super fast.
So
Not even.
you got to run barefoot to prepare for anything.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
anything. Yeah.
Um.
My shoes could come off at any point during this
At any
race.
point.
I must train for this.
Or just tie your shoes.
I tied him. Someone stepped on the back of my foot.
Oh, that happened to Mecca. That happened to Mecca
Yeah.
in Ocean Breeze. I remember that race.
sucks.
Didn't see him though. Mind me.
Ocean Breeze. Wait, are you talking about the Ocean State meet?
Ocean State.
Oh, Ocean State.
Rhode Island.
Silly goose.
Okay, now we wanna we covered the barefoot. Unless does anyone else have anything else to say?
No.
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 What? What?
Nothing.
Do you have something to say?
No.
Jonah's gonna
No.
say something horrible, crude, and racist, as per usual. Say it. No, say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Okay. Anyways, let's move on.
Hi, Dad.
Brian.
Hi, Jonah's dad.
If you're
Brian.
watching this. Hi.
Hi. That's all you have to say.
Okay,
Hi.
Brian. Let's wrap this up and talk briefly about your season.
I want to know about your goals, actually.
Yeah,
We talked
I wanna
about
talk-
his training right now.
Yeah.
I want to know the goals.
Yeah.
Brian's like,
What-
I just
what-
want to go to fucking bed.
Wait. Okay, but before we go into
My
your
bedtime was 2 hours ago. at
And I
8:30.
didn't get chocolate.
before we talk about your goals, how do you
His
feel? Like
sugar
this season,
crashes
how do you feel like this season went for you personally?
Feeling good. Building blocks. I learned a lot this season. It was good.
Did you achieve what
Now-
you set out to achieve?
I did.
So
He's
what
faster
was
than
that?
me now.
Let's
Oh.
go into the specifics.
I wanted to get as close to 4:30 or under 4:30 as possible.
Okay.
And I didn't do that per se, but
You're
I-
close though, right?
I
You're
know
right.
I had it in me. At the end of the season, I think I could have gone out on any day and run like a 4:28.
Yeah.
I definitely my fitness was there,
What did you
my
run?
strength was there. 4:33 in the middle of the season.
Shut up.
Stop
Be happy.
talking.
So it was
Damn.
good.
Yeah, the building
That's
blocks,
really
man.
good.
Yeah, so I'm looking to do some big PRs in the future. I'm ready for this cross country. I think this summer training is gonna set me up perfectly for that, especially because it's my junior year.
Yeah.
Big year. So.
That was a huge year for me, personally.
I know.
Then COVID.
What do you expect out of yourself now this fall and after summer training? Now that you've been to states, you're in the big games now. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I feel like
Some big
once you get to
Some
states, like
regional meets, we'll see.
Okay.
Going to the hopefully regionals and states and running some fast times, getting the attention of some people. So
Good.
just working hard.
You-
I started lifting actually a few weeks ago.
How's that been
Good.
going?
It's been good. I literally never picked up like a dumbbell in my life before that. So.
What kind of lifting?
that's not good.
what kind of lifting?
Just
are
like
you doing?
Basic.
Pretty basic
basic.
You're
stuff.
just trying to
honestly.
get
Just
it.
getting
You
stronger.
just want to
Yeah,
be able
just
to
strength. I think one of the things I was lacking last cross country, especially with low mileage, was just being weak.
Okay.
Very weak person.
Yeah.
Like this whole, like I don't know.
I think
didn't
it's
have
good
the
that you're
strength.
starting it now, though. Now that you've like grown into your body and you're a pretty matured runner at this point. Like now's the time to start lifting. I feel like that's the
Yeah.
next like step for you. Just don't.
overdo it.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
Just
you
don't
won't.
get too
I don't
big,
think
like-
you'll go too. Yeah, don't get too.
I
big,
might
yeah.
gain like 40 pounds of muscle over the summer training.
Oh
or
yeah, everyone always thinks they're gonna do that when they're running. I used to think like, oh, I shouldn't be benching. I'm gonna gain too much weight. I'm like,
No.
I am fucking
No,
not.
you won't.
No, you're not. You're
And
not
also,
gonna-
yeah, this is what we learned from the football coach. It's like, if you want to grow muscle, you lift like a lot of
You eat
volume,
spaghetti.
right?
No,
But, like,
no.
Yes.
You,
if
well,
you
you
want
lift a lot
yes.
of weight.
No. It's the other way around. Because I used to think that. I used to think it was
It's
the
low
heavier
volume.
you lift, like the bigger you'll get, which actually isn't true. To gain muscle mass, you lift a lot. You lift high reps.
Really?
Yes.
I
And
thought
that's
like super high reps was endurance. Like
Nope, that's what I used to think. Remember, think about the lifting we did winter training, winter
we're
junior
doing
year.
like 8 reps.
Right. We were doing like 5 to 8 reps. Do you remember this? Like we do like 3
Brian
by
is
5
sleeping.
squats.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
our functional max is what it was
Yeah.
called, right? We'd lift around our functional max, where it's like you do like 3 to 5 reps, and that's not, you don't have to worry about getting huge with that. That's just working on your actual strength. Like sure you'll gain muscle, but like how bodybuilders gain muscle at first is like they lift like high volume apparently.
Really?
So, yeah.
I mean,
good
I
to
know when I was lifting 2 summers ago, it was all 12, 15 reps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hover between like 8 to 12
Yeah.
typically,
Yeah.
but depends.
I'm pretty sure the thing is though is like, you know, if you lift heavy weight, low reps to get strong, okay? To build muscle mass, you lift high volume, but I don't think it necessarily means 12, 15 reps. I think it means more sets.
I think you might
Okay.
you might be right on that.
Jonah's gone now. I took his place on Head Start Running.
Oh, thank
so
God, he
that-
sucks.
We're
Ugh,
back,
he's
wrapping
the
it up.
worst.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up pretty quick now. Do you have anything else you want to say? Just describing your season. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else?
No, I think we hit a lot of good points today and
Yeah, I mean,
got to discuss.
Yeah, we just kind of
some
talked about
good
like
topics.
a mishmash of stuff.
That's
Yeah,
kind
we-
of
it's
we
good stuff.
set
I
out with
think-
like 3 set topics and then went
It-
all over the place.
Well,
It's hard
okay.
to do that with. It's hard to like stay on track with running because everything is related. you know?
everything is related, and I think the good thing about a conversation like we had today is, you know, it branches out so easily, but it's all interesting to us. I mean, obviously we want it to be interesting to viewers, but like, you know, as long as we're having a
Zero
good
views.
conversation and
Zero.
we keep some people interested and the topics are interesting, we're kind of learning along the way. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming on today,
Well said.
Brian.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's Brian's bedtime.
A
It's
little
his
bit.
bedtime.
It was my bedtime. What time is it? It's 10:30, 2 hours ago.
2 hours
Throwing
ago.
off his circadian rhythm.
See
Oh.
ya.
All
Psych,
right.
he has something that you just
No.
crop dusted me so bad.
wait,
Bye.
wait, can we end this podcast with just a woo? You know what I'm talking about?
3, 2, 1.
We're done. We're done.